Hello everyone, welcome to A2A-Do. I hope I'm pronouncing that the way it was intended. This is another visual novel game. Why did I sound so, depressed about that? I'm actually kind of excited, because I played Of Ice and Snow, and I got a pretty positive reception from the developer, and got a good amount of views, honestly. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should try playing some more visual novel games, and exasperate my voice some more, and my entire body. So yeah, oh, did I? Hold on. It'd probably look a lot better if I, changed the, way it looked. I'll fit to screen, there we go. Okay, cool. Hopefully that looks a little better instead of, all stretched out, so... alright, so... let's begin, shall we? I don't know how long this is, so... okay, I'm looking at the settings first, apparently. So, English, text speed... oh, it's represented by this blue bar. Okay. I can't really, maybe I'm colorblind or something. I feel like you should make this a darker blue, maybe? So you can read all the messages. Probably need to save after all choices. I think I need to learn how to play visual novel games a little better, because I found the developer told me in Of Ice and Snow, that... why did I repeat the same thing twice? I don't know. The developer told me basically that there were 4 different endings, so I'm assuming that visual novel games usually have a bunch of endings. Also, apparently this game has really nice music, and there's a whole glossary here? What's this about? Interesting. Alright, let's just start. Are you ready for more... what kind of music is this? I'm not saying Donnie D usually hires the best henchmen, but his new guy would be bad by anyone's standards. Any 200-pound thug who thinks he can hide behind telephone poles really shouldn't have passed the screening process. Not to mention it. By the way, this user interface is really neat. I like that. It looks really responsive too. So, not to mention it takes him 9 blocks to finally jump me, even though I make a point of walking as slowly as possible. Oh, ugh. He's a better fighter than a stalker, I'll give him that. His first blow knocks all the wind out of my stomach. The second slam face first into asphalt. The "Where's the Money" song. Tick. I spit out a gritty mix of gravel and blood and smashed my leg into new guy's kneecaps. That was kinda... I like that. The guitar riff was synced with the punch or whatever. He stumbles back with a curse. What is this edgy music? I'm not used to this stuff. I mean, I am, but I like good metal, but... he stumbles back with a curse. We grapple for several seconds before I finally shove him onto the ground. Squinty-eyed, yellow-faced shit. I kicked him down before he finished what he was gonna say. I've heard it enough times before. People aren't that original, I guess. Sona, is that really the best insult you can think of? I guess she's a girl, so I feel like... I don't know, but she's like a tough guy, so I gotta give her a tough voice, right? Something about the shape of my eyes and color of my skin? Well, aren't you witty? I give Mr. Witty another kick to show my appreciation. Ow! Tell Donnie I'll pay in 2 months, this time for sure. I just need some more time, got it? Boss says he's done giving you more time. He says you... oh, jeez. He says he only gave you the loan in the first place because your old man was supposed to be loaded. Guess you can't ever trust a I grind my foot into his stomach until he's gasping. Tell him it's 2 months or nothing. There's just some things I need to do first. Oh yeah, like what? As if on cue, my cell phone rings. New guy shoots me a look of disbelief as I take the call. What? I'm on my way. Oh wait, that's Sona. Whoops. What? I'm on my way. Yeah? Wait, what? Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, I know I'm late. Whatever. I shove the phone back into my jeans and nonchalantly step back. The thug scrambles onto his feet, fists clenched and ready for another fight. Save it for later, pal. As much as I'd love to keep you into the pavement, I gotta go. I've got orchestra practice today. Orchestra? For real? He laughs so hard he drops his fighting stance and clutches at his sides instead. Rolling my eyes, I start to walk away. He can laugh all he wants. As far as I'm concerned, our conversation is over. Yeah, go play your violin like a cute, good little child girl. Go redeem... Wow, this has some racism in it. Okay. Go redeem your family honor and all that crap. Well, almost over. Swinging around, I sock him in the stomach as hard as I can. He goes down like a bag of bricks. I do a mock bow over his body just for spite. Okay, it's over now. Memento Mori? Oh, are these... Oh, these are the intros. Okay. Is there like an anime cutscene? Where it's gonna like... Alexandro. What? Is that the girl's name? I'm confused what's going on right now. Okay. The practice hall for the community orchestra is more on the upscale side of town, so I get a lot of funny looks as I come down the street. Ooh, excuse me. Must have been that Chipotle I ate. Chipotle, please sponsor me. Okay, enough of that. Men in polo shirts doing double takes, housewives locking their car doors. Heck, one woman even herds her kids away when she spots me. Jeez, lady, what do you think I'm gonna do to your brat? Roast him and spit on him and eat him? Also, I have this weird American accent now. When I start coming here for practice, one of the orchestra members discreetly took me aside. I wasn't too surprised that she asked me to consider switching to a more, normal appearance. And she wasn't too happy when I told her this was how I, normally look. I let her go on for a while about how important it was for me, the orchestra's new owner, and the manager to set a professional example by following a formal dress code and all that jazz. It wasn't until she started saying that that's what my father always did and did that... What? Oh. It wasn't until she started saying that's what my father always did that I finally cut her off. I didn't need her or anyone else to tell me that. Master Conductor William Song. That's an awesome name. Acclaimed musical maestro and local celebrity would have kicked out at anyone who came to work with so much as a wrinkled tie. Even when I was a child, he'd make me iron my school uniform twice a day and throw out my skirts that didn't reach my knees. If that car crash hadn't killed him, seeing someone like me charge... Wow, this is messed up. If that car crash hadn't killed him, seeing someone like me in charge of his beloved orchestra probably would have. After all, I'm the kind of girl... this is going to be a really depressing story. I can already... I got that feeling. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. After all, I'm the kind of girl people expect to see rocking out at a punk concert, not conducting piano concerts. Concertos? And that's just the way I like it. Little Sona Song and her daddy's fancy pass orchestra. Ha! That's the last thing I'd want to be remembered for. Farther down the street, I see more people standing around trying to look like they're not gawking. Though for once, their focus surprisingly isn't on me. This time, it's on an elegant young man standing in the middle of the sidewalk, holding a briefcase in one hand, and apparently a three-piece band in the other, and studying the map, actually, in the other. The music just picked up, so, even in a swanky neighborhood like this, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone this well-dressed. Expensive silk suit, perfectly straight tie, hair slicked back without one strand out of place. The orchestra girl who lectured me about professionalism would swoon all over this guy. He's definitely the type my father would have approved of. I passed him without a second glance. To my surprise, he calls out in Chinese. Okay, let's see if my Chinese is really good. Nope, not even gonna try. I did take Chinese for 1 quarter in college. And some of these do look familiar, but I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm not gonna try. If he's Chinese, he's probably talking to me. Ugh, this is always so awkward. It's one thing to get crap about Chinese American stereotypes from random idiots. It's another to get Chinese people approaching me, expecting someone who will understand everything they say, and inevitably being disappointed when I only know a few words. For some reason, the second always seems worse. At least I can pummel the first into submission without feeling guilty. The man calls out again. I was gonna say ni hao, but never mind, I'm skipping it! Oh crap, I should have saved the game. Alright, should I roleplay the character? Ignore him. Yeah! Alright. I'm gonna save, because I probably should have saved. Oh well. We'll see what happens, right? I start walking faster, hoping he'll get the hint. Something, something, dark side, something. I'm not sure what he's saying, and even more people are staring now, so I break into a run and don't stop until I'm inside the building. Once I enter the practice room, I'm sworn by the entire orchestra at once. Sona, you're finally here! Why on earth were you late again? Oboe? Obey? I don't know how to say his name. Oh, you know me. I like to make an entrance. But we're waiting for you. Eh! What happened to your face? Eh? What about my face? It takes me a second to realize there's something sticky on my cheek. Oh, that's blood. My blood, probably. I scrubbed it off with the back of my hand. Alright, no biggie, I was just, wait, what? Oh, she's actually making funny dialogue. Oh no, oh, you know, just my weekly drug deal gone wrong and ensuing a gunfight. No big deal. What? Oh my god, what the heck? Everyone stares at me speechless. No one gets my jokes around here. Okay, so, you're a complete psycho. And about the upcoming Valentine's Day concert, have you decided what pieces we should play yet? Nope. The musicians exchange nervous glances with one another. One of them finally musters the courage to speak up. This guy's name is Trumpet? We only have 2 months left before the concert. We need to finalize our set as soon as possible. Yeah, you do that. Didn't I already say you can pick up whatever you want? Maybe something by an old European dead guy. I hear they're popular. More nervous glances. I guess everyone's too used to blindly following my father's orders instead of actually making their own decisions. Ever since my father posthumously put me in charge, they've been expecting me to step into his shoes. In truth, I can't think of anyone less suited for this job. Seriously, if my father had actually known me before he died, he never would have entrusted me with his precious orchestra in the first place. As it was, we hadn't spoken in years before his accident, so I was shocked, as everyone else, but the contents of his will. Yes, my father donated half his fortune to the Beijing Music Academy, but that wasn't the shocking part. The real surprise was that he agreed to give the other half to me, his estranged but only child, on one condition. Take over my father's latest pet project, the new community orchestra he founded, and attend their daily practices. If I'm a good little girl who never misses practice, I'll get a new lump of money on the day of each concert he scheduled. So that's why I'm here now, as uninterested and out of place as I am. Why else would anyone take charge of a bunch of musicians I don't want to be around, and who probably don't want me around either? It sounds crass, but there's no use denying it. This music is getting a little bit more awesome. Oh wait, as little as I want to do with my father's orchestra, I want everything to do with his money. Ever since I left home, I've been sinking deeper and deeper into debt. That money could change everything. Luckily, my father's condition shouldn't be too hard to fulfill. His will only instructed me to show up at practices, after all, and it never said I actually had to do anything while I'm here. Of course, I've been exploiting that little loophole for all it's worth. Soda, how's the situation with hiring the new conductor? Not to rush you or anything like that, but, can we ask if you found anyone? Also, my name's Flute, so I was extremely bullied. This guy's name is Clarinet. No one can expect to... Should I make Clarinet, a girl, maybe? No one can replace Mr. Song, of course, but at this point, anyone with at least some experience would be better than nothing. We really can't go on without a proper... I interrupt them with an exaggerated yawn. Oh, you know, what do you know? It's time for my nap. Wake me up when September ends, and try not to play too loud. I saunter over the piano and bury my head in my arms, right on top of the keys. I'm a jerk. As usual, none of the orchestra members dare to stop me. Reluctantly, they return their chairs to tune their instruments. Tune their instruments. After several minutes, the first strains of Mendelssohn's Symphony fills the room. I try to ignore the song at first, but it becomes harder and harder to tune it out. I can actually feel my head beginning to throb from the noise. Ugh, I know they're new and everything, but they sound terrible. Not that I care if they bomb the concert, that's their problem. But if they're playing so badly that I can't even fall asleep, it pisses me off. Maybe I should try to find them a new conductor after all. It's not worth it, or help the orchestra? Well, we gotta help the orchestra, right? The orchestra's obviously gonna keep sounding terrible if they don't have a good conductor. Guess I'll go see if I can hire one after all. Dealing with those snooty conductor types annoys the crap out of me, though. I can't be bothered to get up right now either, so maybe later. Satisfied with my decision, I settle in for a nice long lap. Of course, that's when the door flies open with a bang. Something Chinese and something angry. Huh? No way. I rub my eyes once, then twice to make sure I'm seeing straight. But there's no doubt about it. It's the same well-dressed man I passed by earlier. Only now he's standing in the doorway, barking out incomprehensible strings of Chinese at the top of his lungs. The intensity in his eyes nearly takes my breath away. Don't tell me you followed me all the way here just because I blew him off before! Still smoldering, the man slams the door shut, shaking the room on its foundations. As he marches, I leap to my feet only to realize he wasn't headed for me at all. Instead, he zeroes in on one of the violinists in front who tries in vain to hide behind her music stand. Can I help you, sir? Are you lost? Something, violin, you're a bad player, probably something. I'm sorry, I can't understand anything you're saying. Please don't yell. Scowling, the man wrenches the bow out of her hands and slices it through the air. Like a madman, the violinist whimpers in fear. French horn, hey, you can't just barge in here when we're having a practice session. I guess I should have done a French accent. Hey, Sacre Bleu, you can't just come in here and... Okay, well, never mind. The man swerves around, glaring at the musician who just called him out. Something, you need to shut up, something. A terrified trumpeter player makes a break for the exit. Without battling an eye, the man catches him with a single hand and shoves him back into the chair. Something, sit in that chair and eat some yogurt, something. Everyone immediately starts to panic. We don't even like yogurt! This guy's insane! Why won't he let people leave? Why am I being force-fed yogurt? Does anyone know what he's saying? Something about yogurt? Someone call the police, or a translator, or both! And someone get some frozen yogurt, because it's way better. Something, you yogurt-eating fool, something! Wait a second, it sounds like he's saying something song. Maybe he's looking for Sona. All eyes in the room instantly turn to me, including the crazy Chinese guys, which instantly go wide in recognition. Oh! Crap! The man closes distance between us in a few strides. I quickly grab the first weapons I can find, a metal music stand and an empty cello case. I might have jumped the gun, though, because the man's face softened when he reaches me. Extending his hand, he nods politely and continues talking. Something, don't beat me over the head with that cello, something. Something, I can't speak English, something. Unsure of what the man is saying, I hang firmly onto my makeshift weapons. Though he seems friendly enough, I think I know why he's only talking to me so nicely. So I think I messed up that dialogue, whatever. Even my piercings and dyed blue hair, I'm the only one in the orchestra with a face like his. He has yet to realize that I don't speak his language. That on the inside, I'm just as different from him as everyone else here. It's best to get this over with quickly. Who is he, Sona? Is he a friend of yours? I snort despite myself. A guy like this? You're kidding me, right? Then maybe he's a friend of Mr. Song's? Mr. Song was the only one who could speak Chinese after all. There's a moment of heavy, somber silence. The Chinese guy looks expectantly at me. his hand still outstretched. As I thought before, he does look like the type of person my father would have associated with. It's all I can do to hold in a sigh. Okay, practice is over for today. Everyone can go home. But Sona, is it really okay to leave you alone with... I said go, I'll handle this. No one wastes their time packing up. They abandon their instruments on the chairs or floor. Then they scurry out as fast as they can. The Chinese man tries to stop them, but I yank him by the back of the tie before he can do anything. Hey, something, my tie! You're looking for my father, right, Mr. Song? Shooting me a reproachful look, the man pries my fingers off his tie. He carefully straightens the fabric before nodding. Something, that was my best, Oh, what... Oh, I guess that character down there is, like, Song? So, something song, I like Linkin Park. I definitely heard him say song again. There's no doubt that he knows my father, or knew my father, if you want to be precise. If he hasn't heard about the accident yet, I'm not really sure how to break the news. Well, Mr. Song is dead, so you'd better go home too. Sorry. The words come out flat and curt, even for me. Not knowing what else to do, I head for the door. The man catches me by the hand before I can reach it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking the recording to make sure everything's good. Okay. Something. Desu, something. That wasn't even Chinese! And he said song again. He didn't understand me at all, did he? Mr. Song is dead. Gone. Bye-bye. Zhanjian? I don't know how to pronounce words again. I need to work on my Chinese. Xiayan? That's one... Is that... I don't know how to... Is that how you say it? That's one of the Chinese phrases I still remember. It's probably because it's something I said over and over again. Oh. Oh, goodbye. Isn't it like... Okay, never mind. something, goodbye, something? The man frowns, though I'm not sure whether it's a general confusion or at my poor pronunciation. Quite possibly the latter. I pretend I don't see the look of disappointment spreading over his face. Instead, I mimic trying to a noose around my neck. Mr. Song is dead. No more Mr. Song, okay? Go home, Xiaizhan. Still frowning, the man opens his briefcase. He riffles through several sheaves of sheet music and letters before pulling out a neatly folded newspaper. I can't read the Chinese print, but the only thing that matters is the large photo on the front page. In it, my father is standing on the conductor's podium in front of an orchestra. He has one hand on the shoulder of the man next to him. A younger, happily smiling version of the man in the front row of me. Oh, in front. Oh, it's him. Okay. The guy can't be much older than me, so maybe he was a student of my father's in China. Maybe my father invited him to visit before he died. Guess no one knew to tell him what happened before he came. I need some water, guys. Sorry. So far, I am really liking this. This is really interesting. Ooh. The man presses a finger against the image of my father. Something, I miss you, something. Oh, he's saying goodbye. Oh my god, this is sad. How do I save the game? We gotta save the sadness, guys. Yes. Return. Something. Wuxian? Is that what it is? He draws out his words long and slow, like he's speaking to a child. He's unmistakably saying my father's name in Chinese, so I nod. Oh, right, William Song. Song Wush. I'm not even gonna try anymore, guys, sorry. Next, he indicates his own image. Then points at himself. Hao Yin. Oh, okay, his name is Hao Yuan something. That's you. Hao Yin Le Hao. The man nods in acknowledgement, then he points at me. Sona. Sona. Something Sona? He rolls my name around his tongue several times. He doesn't ask for my last name, and I don't bother to give it to him. Oh, give it. I can't read. Why am I... Instead, he points again at the picture of my father, then sweeps his hand through the air. When he speaks, he carefully enunciates his words, still gesturing around the room. Song... by the way, I really like this touch that you added the, I guess it's not the pinyin. Is it pinyin, I guess? Yeah, I guess it's pinyin that you added at the top, which is really nice so that people who don't speak Chinese can try to pronounce it themselves. And that actually really connects with the player, too, because, like, we don't have... Some people who don't understand Chinese are probably trying to understand what's going on with this guy and, like, what he's saying. So, like, you yourself as a player try to, like, pronounce it, and then you're trying to, like, understand. I don't know, it, like, connects really well. I think, like, that's a great way to immerse the player. I know he's asking for my father's name again. I don't know what else to say. So I point at the picture. I repeat my father's name. Then I take the newspaper photo and rip it to shreds. Something! How dare you! I toss the torn up pieces onto the floor. Hal lunges after them. I watch impassively as he sinks to his knees, scrantily scooping the paper fragments into his hands. Jian Song Wu Xia. Okay, he's saying goodbye. As he slowly rises to his feet, Hal's face is twisted by the darkest, most murderous scowl I've ever seen. I meet his gaze without flinching, then draw my finger like a knife across my neck. Goodbye for... Okay, she's trying to say she's... At last, Hal's eye widened in understanding. Trembling, he carefully reverently places the remaining photographs in his briefcase, then bows his head towards the ground. His eyes grow bright with contained tears, but he doesn't make a sound. ... This is depressing. This is depressing, guys. Come on. After several minutes of solemn silence, there's a sharp click. I looked up to see Hal snapping his briefcase shut. He methodically dusts off his suit, straightens his tie, and walks out without saying a word. The slam of the door, though, resounds throughout the entire room. Sighing, I released the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Xiaojing to you too, Hal. Just like, so I guess you and I will never meet again. Was that the ending? I don't remember this at that time, but the literal translation of Zai Shan isn't goodbye for good. It's actually see you again. Was that the end? Agita? Oh, I guess they're like different chapters, huh? Wait, so if I go to save... Oh, there's a lot of different save files in this game. I really like the user interface, I have to say that. Anyway, I don't know how long this is, so... okay. Let's go on... Let me see what I'm doing on time. I know these visual novel games can be really long sometimes, so I don't want to, like, spend, like, over an hour on them, because it might ruin some of the story, and you might want to experience it yourself. I know with of Ice and Snow, I kind of played through the whole game at once, but I think you were intended to play multiple times, so I'll just go on for a little bit, and then maybe we can see what happens, and then you can decide, alright, well... I'll check the game out myself or whatnot. Anyway, that's just my reasoning. I don't want to like spoil the whole thing, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because I did that with Of Ice and Snow, I kind of feel. But I didn't spoil the whole thing, because obviously there's a lot more to the game than like I played, so that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, next practice. I'm running late as usual. Also, as usual, one of the orchestra members calls my cell phone to check up on me. What's new, however, is the near hysteria pitch of his voice. Sona, please come quick. It's an emergency. I got my flute stuck in my throat again. This better be good, because if it's that throat incident again, that flute incident again, I'm gonna lose my mind. That wasn't a funny joke. Because if it's something lame, like another scheduling problem, or picking what songs to play, I don't care if I'm cut off by a loud crash and frantic shouts in the background. Ah, I need to go. Please hurry. What the heck? I arrive at the practice room, flushed and winded from my long run. When I try to open the door, it doesn't budge. Huh? They never locked this door during practice? I fumbled around in my pocket for the spare key. I need to get in there. Apprehension building. I shoved the key in and wrenched the door open. What the heck is going on? My eyes widen in shock. Half the orchestra is hiding in the back room, surrounded by a ramshackle barricade of chairs and musical stands. The other half is trembling in their usual seats, stumbling their way through Vivaldi's Spring Concerto. To my surprise, it's none other than I'm just gonna call him Hao. None other than Hao is presiding over the conductor's podium. The baton in his right hand moves in swift, fluid arcs in time with the music. Or it would be in time with the music, I guess, if the orchestra actually had any sense of rhythm. I can see Hal wincing painfully with every bumbled note and missing timing cue. His grip on the baton gets tighter and tighter until he finally holds up a hand, stomps off the podium, and starts yelling at the percussionist. Dude, I really have to go to the bathroom. Just let me leave for 5 minutes! He tries to get up. Hal holds out her arm in front of him. He stabs at him repeatedly and bleeds him to death. Actually, he just stabs him repeatedly at the page and then the percussionist music stand. So yeah. Something, I'll murder you! Something, murder. Something, music. Something, play it right, you dummy. Something, I'm so frustrated with you stupid students. Something, why can't you learn how to play music, something? How? He needs to go to the bathroom. Let him go, else things in here are going to get even more unpleasant than they already are. At the sound of my voice, Hao turns around and finally notices me. Solna, you something, dummy. Something, where were you this entire time? Something, I'm angry because something. I'm not sure what he's ranting about now, but I think I hear my name. It sounds like he's scolding me, probably for being late, given how emphatically he's pointing at the clock. Yeah, bad Sona. Now let the guy go to the bathroom. Bathroom, washroom, restroom. Do you get what I'm saying at all? He's gotta pee. I hesitate. Not sure of the most appropriate gestures for explaining what a bathroom is. The percussionist takes advantage of distraction to race for the door. With a shout, Hao chases him into the hallway. I can hear him yelling in Chinese all the way down the corner. Sighing in aggravation, I turn to the shell-shocked orchestra members. Okay, that man is clearly trespassing again. Please tell somebody to call the police this time. Well, we thought about it, but he hasn't actually hurt anyone. He did throw a few chairs. And it looks like he was friends with Mr. Song, so we didn't want him to get arrested. The bassist indicates a small picture frame that I hadn't noticed hanging off the conductor's podium. Upon closer inspection, I realize it's the photo of Hal and my father that I tore up before. The paper is crisscrossed with lines upon lines of painstakingly applied Scotch tape. Aww. He really cared about it that much, huh? Plus, if that guy knew Mr. Song, he's probably a really good conductor as well. We could really use someone like that. Well, if we could understand even half of what he's saying, that is. There's another crash at the door. Hao has returned, dragging a now squirming percussionist by his collar shirt. Let me go, crazy man! Somebody get up here and help me! Loud footsteps hurry down the hallway. Everyone freezes as the security guard pokes his head into the room. What's going on in here? Is everyone all right? I'll shoot you all in the face. I promise. Well, did I just make a school shooting joke? Just stop watching this video, please. Don't watch this video anymore. I don't deserve the views. It's fine. Crap, this is getting out of hand. Suppressing another sigh, I march over to pry Hal's hand off the percussionist's shirt. After that joke, I can't do anything. That wasn't even a joke. That wasn't even funny. I can't believe I said that. I'm so sorry. The poor musician instantly scrambles out the door, clutching at the front of his pants. Something, don't masturbate in class, something. I tighten my grip around Hal's hands, despite his protest. See you later, guys. Me and Hao are gonna go talk for a bit. Keep it on practicing or cowering or whatever floats your boat. Slamming the door shut behind us, I drag Hao into the hallway and punch that guy in the face. He manages to yank his hand out of mine, and after several seconds of struggling, and points back at the practice room. Something, something, what are you up to, something? Sona! Desu, desu. Desu, desu, I watch too much anime. Desu. Something, something, I actually speaking Chinese, something. Besides my name, he keeps saying one other word I recognize. Lan Xie, practice. My father rarely had time to talk to me as a child, but when he did, that was the word he used most often. Aw. Lian Xie. I really need to study Chinese again, because I feel like this would be a really good way to learn it. He'd bark it every 5 seconds whenever he listened to me play the piano. He'd punctuate each shot by smacking the wall with a steel ruler every time I missed a note. Or slouched too much. Or didn't curve my fingers. He never used the ruler on my hands, but I was always afraid he would. Maybe that's one of the reasons I never practiced as much as he expected me to. Hal was staring at me, foot tapping impatiently against the floor. The intensity in his eyes are striking as ever. Hal's completely different league from me. Hal's in a completely different league from me, isn't he? He's much more like my father than I'll ever be. Yeah, Hal, I know. Yeah, you definitely were my father's student, weren't you? You must have really looked up to him. I'm surprised he didn't leave his precious little orchestra to you instead of me. Huh? I keep going, even though I'm talking to myself more. I'm talking more to myself than to Hal at this point. Is that what you're here for? You want to take over Song Woon Shen's orchestra? If so, be my guest. Sure, I suppose I'm sure I'm supposed to be in charge now, but if you can do all my work for me, not that I was even doing it in the first place, my father would probably prefer you anyway. So it's a win-win situation. Win-win, happy, yay! Forcing a big smile, I clap him on the back. It's my first friendly gesture towards him. But Hal only glares and shakes his head. Again, he points at the practice room. Sona, you moron. You go practice something, something. Sona, are you listening to me? Stop playing with that awesome hair of yours. Are you listening? He's talking about practicing again. Talk about a one-track mind. Okay, Hal, I hereby proclaim you as the orchestra's official conductor. Congratulations. I mimic a couple conducting hand gestures, then point at him and grin. Conductor, you, yay! Hal stares at me like I'm a lunatic, but finally nods. But if you don't want to get arrested, you're going to have to change some things about your conducting style. Not sure how else to explain it, but I grab some paper from the recycling bin and start doodling. Okay, this is you, Happy Hal, happy conductor. That's hilarious. Is that something? Is that supposed to be me? That's an inaccurate representation of something. If you want to stay happy, Hal, then there's 3 simple rules you need to follow. These drawings are amazing. No, rule number 1, no yelling at the musicians. Okay, something. No, Hal, that's not good. Yelling is bad. Making people cry is bad. Something? Rule 2, no throwing chairs. Throwing chairs is a good thing, right? Something? No, throwing chairs is bad too. Ugh, I like throwing chairs. And last but not least, rule number 3, absolutely no locking people inside the practice room. That is very, very bad. Get the picture? Ugh, but how are they supposed to practice without sleep? And so you know what happens to people who are very, very bad? Well, we call the police on them and they go to jail. Then Happy Hal would become very, very sad. Oh. Okay, so everything should be clear now. You conduct, the orchestra plays, nobody cries, nobody gets arrested, happy endings all around. Deal? I extend my hands toward him. Hal regards me briefly before collapsing in his own. We shake. Something. I'm going to something. What? I look forward to working with you too. Oh. When I announced Hal as a new conductor, the orchestra's response is actually quite positive. I guess after going so long without anyone competent, they'd probably welcome any raving lunatic as long as he keep them on beat. It helps that Hal is making a more concerted effort to maintain his cool. I can see him flinching with every sour note, but at least he refrains from grabbing anyone's instruments. And now that they aren't as petrified by fear, the orchestra is also getting used to Hal's conducting style, even if they can't understand what he's saying. Hal's clear, clean hand gestures speak for themselves. I can already hear marked improvements in everyone's playing. Ugh, I need another drink of water. Whew. This is a really good visual novel, by the way. I don't know if you're still watching at this point, but this is really awesome. I really enjoy this. The characters are really interesting, and the situations are interesting too. Well, who would have guessed that it actually does help to have a conductor who knows what they're doing. This song is giving me slightly less of a headache than before. Alright, now that everything's settled, it's time for my nap. Yawning, I lay my head down the piano keys. My eyes have only been closed for a minute or two when something hits me in the back. Ow! Huh? Confused, I look down and find a cake. I find a cake of violin rosin lying at my feet. Hal's voice rises over the sounds of the orchestra. Sona, you need to practice too, you moron. Did he seriously just throw that at me? My disbelief quickly turns to annoyance. Snatching up the rose, I chug it straight at House. Oh my god. Without missing a beat, he extends my left hand and neatly catches the incoming block. His expression never even wavers amidst the gasps of all the players. Whatever, he just got lucky. I lie back down, the rose hits me again. Hey, cut that out! Yes! Some of the players start to snicker, but Hal silences them all with a severe glare. Shooting him a glare of my own, I make a point of yawning, stretching, and flopping carelessly all over the piano keys. The next thing he hits me is one of Hal's black dress. What the heck? He's throwing. What the heck? How did he pull that off? Literally. It might be my imagination, but I think I see a corner of Hal's mouth twitching at the smile. I think you should just stay awake at this point. I stay awake for the rest of practice, just in case the next thing he decides to throw is a chair. Missing my nap makes me groggy and even grouchier than usual. By the time practice finally ends, I can't wait to head home. I'm more annoyed that I'm more than a little annoyed when Hal stops me from leaving with everyone else. Practice is over, Hal. Goodbye. Or see you later, I guess. Something, you're a reckless kid, you never practice something. Something, your father would be disappointed in you, something. Something, what is it that makes you tick, something? What's that, Hal? Did you say that I should go home and take a nice long nap to make up for the nap that you deprived me of? Why, thank you. How thoughtful. I'll get on that right now. I try to twist away, but Hal's grip is surprisingly strong. New conductor or not, I'm going fonder and fonder of the idea of flinging him into the wall. Seriously, Hal, don't give me any more of your crap. I got enough of that during practice. Goodbye. Undeterred, Hal pulls out a flyer of his suit pocket. I instantly recognize one of my father's publicity photos at the top. Underneath is an old listing of my father's scheduled appearances for the year. One date in particular has been circled several times in red ink. 2/14, Valentine's Day. Oh, did you want to help with the Valentine's Day concert? Hal nods as I indicate the date on the flyer. Something, Vivaldi? Something? Vivaldi, let's play some Vivaldi. He's shaking his head at Vivaldi. Maybe he's wondering why the orchestra was practicing Vivaldi's spring concerto for a concert in February. If he's so concerned, he can choose the new songs himself. Grabbing a pen, I scribble a number list onto the flyer right next to the concert date. After each number, I jot down a bunch of big question marks. Hal frowns disapprovingly as I shove the paper back into his hands. There you go, Hal. The concert set list is completely up to you. Have fun. Hal grabs my arm before I can leave. Come on, a fancy pants conductor like you can decide one measly set list by yourself, can't you? I can't even speak English today. Let alone Chinese. Apparently not. After dragging me to the nearest chair, Hal hands me a thick stack of sheet music from his briefcase. Something, I can't read music, something. I rifle disinterestedly through the songs he's given me. Bach, Mozart, Debussy. I don't even bother to hide my yawn. Hal glowers reproachfully and shakes his finger at me. Something, I don't like wiggling fingers, something. Something, a lot of Chinese characters confuse me as well, something. He's scolding me for disliking these songs, isn't he? How self-righteous. I already said he could choose whatever songs he wanted without me. If he insisted on making me stay, then he's gonna have to deal with my opinions. Ugh, how boring. Do you want to put the entire audience to sleep? I patomally falling asleep on my hands. I didn't know if it was possible for Hal's glare to get any harsher, but obviously I was wrong. Something, you don't listen to good music, something. I pretend to fall asleep while he's talking, which earns me a smack from his conductor's baton. Ow, fine, you want to know what I think, Hal? I think classical music is dull as dirt. I wouldn't pay to listen to any of these songs unless I had a bad case of insomnia. It's no wonder I can't stay awake during orchestra practices. Like this, watch. After picking up sheet after sheet of music, I make a show of yawning and dropping on the floor after looking at each one. Seething, Hal snatches up the fallen papers. One by one, he jabs his finger at the names of the composers. Something, I don't know what you're lying on the floor and doing that weird impression for, but something, these are fabulous musicians, something. Alright, let's save the game before I have to make a choice that ends up me having to murder him or something. What? So you'll love any song that has a famous name slapped on it? That's so freaking pretentious. People should love music based on the music itself. No more blind worshipping of old dead guys and crap. I knock the papers Hal is waving, which makes him even more agitated. Something, I can't even understand what I'm saying anymore. Something. Dark side of the force shall take you. Something. I can tell from Hal's tone that he's scolding me again. Also, I think he's a little possessed by a demon or something. I don't know I don't understand what he's criticizing me for, and that annoys me even more. You know the other reason I hate classical snobs like you and my father? You all suck at life and enjoy out of music with your stupid forms and conventions. Just look at classical concerts. You can't even show up in comfortable clothes, and you can't even stand up and cheer. Heck, you can't even clap in appreciation unless it's at certain times. Where's the life and joy in something as stifling as that? Something, you don't understand what it means to live because you're gonna learn about it in this video game that you're playing right now. Something. I just don't get it. How is it that you people know so much about music, yet you don't understand music at all? We keep yelling back and forth, not caring if the other person knows what we're saying. Before we can come to actual blows, though, and our argument is cut short by someone opening the door. Turning my gaze from Hal, I noticed one of the flutists is looking nervously into the room. Sorry to interrupt, but I think I left my purse behind. Can I come in real fast and grab it, please? Seizing his briefcase, Hal takes this opportunity to stalk angrily out of the door. The girl's eyes dart anxiously from his retreating back to my still flushed face. Is everything okay with you and Mr. Hal Soda? Oh, sure, never been better. Me and Mr. Stir-Fry Crazy are having loads of fun discussing the concert set list. Is that what we're originally talking about? I can't even remember. I'll give this gal some credit. She actually has the audacity to giggle at me. You and Mr. Hal really are different. Understatement of the year, kid. But maybe it's a good thing that you two have different opinions. More like he's going to be a total pain to work with. Looking shyer than ever and looking like she's going to fall at the floor in any minute from that voice she just did. The girl twirls a lock of hair around her finger. To be honest, Soda, I think you didn't care about music at all. I actually thought you just took over our orchestra because Mr. sung. But I'm glad I was wrong. What's that supposed to mean? Well, when you were talking to Mr. Howe just now, it seemed like you actually care about music very much. What are you talking about? Flustered, the girl quickly retrieves her purse and thanks me and scurries back out. I'm left in the practice room by myself, not sure what to think of her words. Even as I firmly turn the lights off, or begin the long trip back to my apartment, or collapse into bed without changing my clothes, I'm still not sure. I think that's a good point to end on, because it looks like these chapters are going to continue. That's, okay, interesting. This is, alright, so that's some of, this game, but I'll actually save the rest for you guys to play. I hope, that was enjoyable. I'm not gonna, this seems like a long one, so I'm not gonna play all of it. But before I go, let me read the credits as always. Go into the itch page. The itch page is down below. I'm leaving a link to it as always. Okay, so let me get a drink of water, because, wow, reading visual novel games is a pain in the butt sometimes. Not that I don't enjoy it, obviously. It's really interesting. Ugh. A sweet visual... Okay, so this is on the game page. A sweet visual novel about music, language, and maybe even love. It's been years since rocker girl Sona Song last talked to her father, a famous classical music conductor, so she's shocked and a bit annoyed when he leaves his orchestra to her after she dies. Why am I reading this part? Because you guys already all know that. Okay, about the game. Here we go. So A2 is a visual novel with romantic comedy and otome game influences. It includes a lot of bonus features, including a music Chinese glossary and special translation mode for all Chinese. Wow, so they like translate. There's actually like, that's pretty neat. If you like play through the game, then it will eventually understand all the dialogue, huh? That's really cool. That's pretty thoughtful. I like that. Features include 30,000 words. Wow, that's a lot of reading. 3 endings: love, friendship, and question. 9 CGs and chibi arts. Theme song by the talented Gerald Ko. Lots of extras. Didn't you already mention that? Oh, okay. Oh, that was in the thing. Okay. Unlockable translation. Okay. Yeah. So, the We Are Legend music album contains 4 different versions of A2 A-Do theme song MP3 files, a vocal version by Gerald Ko, the orchestra and piano versions that appear in game, and a bonus guitar version. Okay. It would only make sense to the music. The music is pretty good in the game, so from what I've heard so far. Links. You can check out reviews of A2. Is there no credits for this game? Let me go to the main menu. Maybe it's in the extras. I wanted to... Oh, it has music terms and also it has Chinese words. Oh, it's not like every single word, but oh, I only complete 20% of the game, so there's like a long way to go. Okay. Oh, and it tells you all the okay, and all the music's here too that you can unlock. Oh, there's a lot of chapters. This is a long game. Okay. I'm glad I stopped where I did, so... Anyway, yeah, I'll leave a link. That's kind of strange why the credits aren't really here. I guess, let me see, more information. I guess the author's name is Navi Games, so maybe it's like a group of people. It kind of seems like a little bit of a higher production, so I'm not sure if one person even worked on this. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of going a little too long there. But anyway, if you like the game, make sure to check it out. It seems like there's a lot of work in it, and there's a lot to learn and see and do. Or there's a lot of like plot and interesting stuff going on in this visual novel. So yeah, it's really well designed. I liked it a lot. So be sure to check it out. I'm not being paid by them or anything. I just thought it was a neat game that I played. Okay, well, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you like it. Share it with your friends, maybe, if you like my silliness. I definitely acted like a big silly person. I hope I didn't detract from, like, the seriousness of it all. Or the serious moments, I guess. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, see you in the next game.